Hello, hello, hello. This is a shift. We are shifting things. We've shifted things in this way. I am not live streaming. If you think I've been like MIA with regards to YouTube for like years or something, it's because most of my videos, quote unquote, have been live streamed as opposed to being pre-recorded and uploaded. I've been having a lot of trouble with live streams fairly recently, over the like past year or so, and that alongside the fact that my YouTube channel, my Google account that is associated with my YouTube channels has been flagged as they can't determine if I am a minor or not, and with that means that they can just shut down my account at any given time. And so I'm currently just I'm essentially going to do the exact same format that I was doing live, but I'm going to just record and then pre-record. I'm not doing any form of editing. I do not have the bandwidth for editing, and then I'm just gonna upload, and that's gonna be the vibe. Otherwise, this video is going to be, title probably informed you, a reintroduction of me as a being, as well as updates on kind of some of the stuff that I have been working on a little bit. So I have been doing a lot. I've not been live because like my job has just not made it possible for me to be in my home to be live. But I have been doing things. I've been doing a lot of things. It also haven't been like, I write books. So rapid production, I self-publish, write books by myself in like multiple other jobs. I essentially have multiple jobs. Rapid production is not the trade of any of the mediums I take forth in. So it's been kind of a lot less direct interaction with the gang here. I have been doing too much. I really have been doing too much, but we're not gonna get into that. So the reason why I want to do this kind of reintroduction is because I have spent a lot of time over the last yearish seeking community, but that has only landed me in the grips of a ring of abusers. That was fun time. Can't talk about that yet, but it's landed me around a bunch of white people that label themselves leftists, yada yada yada, whilst wielding their whiteness as a weapon continuously. It's also left me around BIPOC folk who fold for the people in their life that do not share the values they claim they have, because it's the worst. The worst is these groups, these fucking Discord groups where like, well, like that's how it goes. We're only safe in the BIPOC channel, but there's also white mods, so you just gotta keep that in mind. Like folding with this idea of like, we're not safe now and we'll just accept that, but like rules over time to kind of like change things. Liberal fascism at the cultural level. It's exhausting. My current goal is to, with my work here, my writing, the whole shebang, I want to make my work so entrenched in my values that it burns these dilapidated ass bridges that I was never going to be capable of building something foundational, something meaningful on in the first place. I also want my values and my politics to be so like brilliant within my work. Not brilliant as in like I'm saying anything meaningful, but brilliant as in light, because I want them to act as a lighthouse to draw in the people who are supposed to be my people, the people I'm supposed to be able, that I would actually be able to do meaningful work with. And so, as a part of that, let me introduce you to my politics. Let me ramble about my politics. But before I do, because I almost forgot, but I didn't forget. I've been complaining and whining about this for so long. I did it, scholars. I did it. It's time for morning announcements. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about this. Morning announcements. morning announcements. If you look down below, in the links down below, you will see several links, including links for my books that I write. On the screen presented are the books, the first books in the Queen of Thieves series, my YA spy series. When We Jump, my YA romance short story that came out last year. Time. What is time anymore? And Imani and Aaliyah's Fashion Bible, which is my new adult romance. Those are available for free. They are free on firestorm2343.itchio.com. You're welcome to pay. You literally do not have to. Information anarchy here, people. Freedom of information, freedom of culture, and anti-capitalist. I'm a dork today. I'm so excited about the morning announcements. Don't laugh at me. You have this. You'll also find a link to my blog, which, speaking of my politics, if you want to see my most, like, I don't put a lot of stuff out with regards to YouTube or with regards to books, because those are like things that take a lot more time and a lot more effort. My blog posts don't. My blog, I can rant and rave and vent and just, though I dictate a lot too, and just send it out. A lot more accessible. That's my blog. That is noordinaryscholar.com. This YouTube channel.com. Got you. Also, though, while you're down there looking at them links below, down there we also have these links. Should this be bigger? I might make this a little bit bigger so you can kind of read some of these headlines. You have links to the Al-Abbasia Community Kitchen. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope I spelled it right. I was looking at it when I spelled it, but I could have sworn there was a Y. We'll double check that for the next video. That community kitchen, this is a community kitchen helping to feed people in Sudan, in Al-Abbasia. That is the city in Sudan in which they have been trying to feed people. A lot of displacement with a lot of the brutality that has been going on in Sudan. But as far as I'm aware, the community kitchen is still actively running, so you can find the chuffed donation account for this community kitchen. There's a Google Doc with GoFundMe's for people in crisis areas globally, and you also have links to some non-Zionist graphic design programs. Canva's Zionist. Big Bag Canva is Zionist. And so I have links to Snap-Out, which is essentially a clone of Canva, the exact same thing. I personally use the other three that I have the little icons for because getting my files out of Canva was a bitch. So I prefer to just have my files available to me on my computer, and I can like call to the folder on my computer via the apps but like everything's mine and accessible to me versus that shit versus the like online shit. That was, there's no good like bulk export everything I've ever made in that. I didn't like it. So the graphic design program that I used to design the morning announcements was the setup, the graphic design aspect of the setup, and it's what I used for my thumbnails as well is Inkscape, what I used to draw some of the elements of the morning announcements. The bell, this little board, money, and stuff like that. The things I used to draw it was Krita. Both of these apps are open source, and Inkscape is specifically graphic design. Krita is drawing. And Sozi is what I use to make the little presentation. Glad we have this presentation now, so like you can see what I'm doing with Sozi. It's essentially Prezi, except it's not like $80 for some reason. I don't know how much Prezi costs, but like Jesus, it should not cost as much as it does. And finally, our final announcements of the day. Today, our final announcements are: we condemn the war crimes and acts of terror of the United States, the breach of Venezuelan sovereignty, the invasion of Venezuelan soil, the killing of Venezuelan civilians, the destruction of a Venezuelan medical research facility, and the kidnapping of a Venezuelan head of state. Those are our final announcements. Let's get into the video. My tablet fell asleep because I was talking too long. We are going to start off this chunk. That was a great segue into this chunk in which we are just going to, I'm going to ramble about my politics. I'm just going to ramble about my top politics. I'm not going to give you like a label of what I would like, I'm this political party, because labels mean fucking nothing. Anyone can call themselves anything. Frankly, even like these amounts of like these things that I am about to say, like I believe in, do not do much without like actual effort and action behind them. But it's better than like, it tells you more about what I say you should hold me to than say I'm a leftist. I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted with the fucking labels. I'm so exhausted with the two-party politics. I'm so exhausted with the trying to use leftism or socialism as just a different two-party politic choice. You know, like I'm tired. I'm so tired. I haven't ranted in a long time. Let me get a drink for 2 seconds. Okay, so my politics. I believe in the destruction of slave labor and the dynamics that lead to slave labor, including the carceral system, imperialism, and capitalism. I believe in realism about public health, not only about COVID, which is still killing people, never stopped killing people, was never solely killing disabled people and the elderly, but also the disabled people and elderly are human beings whose lives are like our lives matter. But also there's a new ass strain of the flu because y'all just kept getting immunocompromised to shit. Y'all kept letting everything mutate to shit because you didn't brunch, I fucking guess. But not just about COVID. I also care about and am realistic about pollution and smoke, which, like, frankly, with regards to the terms of COVID outside, the science essentially says if you have to ensure the air you are breathing has not been breathed by another person for an hour of daylight prior, and then it's safe. Otherwise, it could be infected air, and you can still get sick from it. But on top of that, I can't, like, that's frustrating enough, but I can't understand why the fuck I am arguing with motherfuckers about masking outside. I live in Chicago. Most of the summer, my sky has been white, like pure white, like we're under a fucking dome of white because of the smoke from the Canada fires. And I see y'all out there jogging, biking without a mask on. Y'all are arguing about wearing a mask. I'm high risk. I have breathing problems. I'm not fucking around with you. I will not be fucking around with y'all, okay? Like, especially now that all of the fucking white comedians are talking about punching folks in the face with a mask, just outwardly trying to garner public consent for violence against when you're talking about like the most high risk. You do have disabled people, you do have elderly people, but you also have like the reason why white people stopped masking in the first place, that like higher risk are going to be black and brown people, and you have comedians out here trying to garner public consent to just assault them for wearing a mask, and now y'all are squeamish about wearing a mask outside. This solidarity where but I continue. I believe that using grammar for anything other than attempting to translate speech and natural like language to text is oppressive and white supremacist and imperialist, and that is how it has been welded exclusively. I believe in the importance of a balance between life and death, regardless of what a being or what that life looks like, or regardless of its distance to proximity to humanity, i.e. plants are living things, nature is a living thing, and I do not need something to have a face to give a fuck about the fact that it's alive and its life has value. I have so many rants about judgmental vegans. I have so many rants about judgmental vegans on my blog. It's great. I believe that minors are an oppressed class, and just like every other system of oppression, the means in which we mass oppress minors, it needs to be unwielded. It needs to be broken down and destroyed, and we will talk about that briefly in a second. But I believe in the need to dismantle systems of oppressing the disabled, but only in ways that do not reinforce white supremacy and imperialism. White marginalized people get on my nerves. I believe in building new spaces instead of begging for reformation in old ones. I believe in building spaces that stand true to your values and denying access to those that do not align with those values. Little asterisks. Marginalized white folk that will cling to their whiteness have so many fucking spaces to bitch in, they do not need mine. But that is my little rant about politics. Let's move on to like some updates about stuff that I've been working on. Let's start with YouTube. I have been working on quite a lot of things. Just time up doing this as, again, like if you count this as a job, writing as a job, like I have so many different like explicit jobs that address that like have completely different forms of work. It's been a lot. I've been working a lot, but like it's a slow process. I have a video that will be coming out soon. I hope to record it this week. And then it'll go on Patreon, because now that I'm like pre-recording videos, things can go on Patreon early again. It's Chicago is a sundown town for kids. I can't remember the last time I crashed out this fucking hard during a video. When I tell you children are an oppressed class, if you've heard Ismatu Gwendolyn refer to gentrification as ethnic cleansing, that is what it sounds like. That is the only thing I can think of when hearing kids talk, like Chicago kids talk about trying to exist somewhere. And like the root of that problem is the willingness to allow or be part of someone else's oppression. But it's also like that will certainly always be your undoing. Other videos I'm working on is how Christianity ruined media literacy, critical thinking, and talking about what I believe are important steps in actually trying to foster critical thinking and media literacy in people. I also have a video talking about accessibility friction and introducing to this space the Talila A. Lewis definition of accessibility. That is also available on my blog. It is in the Common Ground section, but that is the it's the Talila A. Lewis definition of ableism, but that is going to be the running definition of ableism that we'll be using in this space, in any of my spaces. That's this channel. I do have a vlog channel. One of these days I'll get back to making vlogs. If you follow that channel, I did make a song, and I've posted a music over there. If that's something you're interested in, that's over there. It is also pertinent to the genocidal terrorist state that is the US of A. But yeah, I do eventually want to get back into vlogs. It's just also been hard not being present with a computer. In terms of writing, because I am an author, I showed you the books earlier. I have a book going onto Patreon. I think by the time this is publicly available, this update is publicly available, it will be on Patreon, and we'll be going through the pre-release. We're doing differently the pre-release this time around, in which I'm going to make the first 2 posts on Patreon, patron only. The first one is going to include the book, because it's a short picture book kind of thing. And then I'm going to weekly release public. After the first 2, I'm going to release public behind the scenes information to share. And then the last one, the book is planning to release in March. After that is going to be available on Itchio, also for free. I do plan on having 2 novels and a short story at least published this year. It should be Dodgeball and the next Queen of Thieves book, and the short stories in a new writing space. There might be more to say with regards to that, but I've been working, like what's been really getting my ass in gear lately. I've been using like the 12-week year kind of process in which I like really do treat 3 months. Each quarter is basically a year to me. Focus on planning within that stream of time because it's a far more perceivable chunk of time. And so like when I talk about these like 3 books that are going to be coming out after the one that's currently about to go into release, those are just the things that I have that are so tangible that like they'll be very, very tangible by the end of this quarter alone. I think pretty much the last thing to talk about is book reviews. I've been in such a political book mood, political theory mood. I've not read a ton of fiction. I do still have to do a stream on Parable of the Sower, the Godzilla and Godzilla Raids Again, and I also need to do a stream. I want to do a stream on Small Prophecies. It is also more of a political non-fiction book, but it does follow a narrative structure in a way that I think I could still do a relatively meaningful stream. I mean, I could do a relatively meaningful stream just screaming about quotes from this fucking book, but I think I want to do a stream on that. I'm just obsessed with that book. That book's the reason why I gave fucking Parables or 4-star. I was just it was so important to me. But yeah, I've for the most part been reading a lot of political theory. I Write What I Like, which I have finished. I finally finished it. I've started Commune or Nothing, about the Venezuelan communes and the Bolivarian Project. I've been reading African American literary theory, Black Fatigue. God damn, did I start Black Fatigue because a bitch is fatigued from the brutality that happens to Black folk. I would also like to do a stream about Tent Journal, which is a literary journal that focuses on ESL writers. I just need to figure out how I want to go about that. I've started Asada Shakur's autobiography. I've never really been one to do anything like a stream or anything with an autobiography, and like I'm kind of essentially I've spawned several videos from like ideas that pop into my head as I'm reading I Write What I Like, right? That's even what one of the Christianity and media literacy critical thinking video is bouncing off of things from that series of essays to other information and other like things that I've like learned and heard and stuff, and expanding off of that. We'll see if anything like that stems from Asada, but I don't know. I don't know. I've just never like had that kind of thing stem from an autobiography, but we'll see. I've also just been watching a shit ton of political YouTube. Millennials Are Killing Capitalism, Psychic Militancy. We're in a political mood. We're in a political ass fucking mood, and that's great. Honestly, that's ideal. That's ideal in the clause of liberal fascism. It's great. But currently I just don't know. I really want to continue reading fiction. I want to continue showing like enthusiastic engagement with fiction, but I am just like not in the mood for anything. Like there's nothing I'm in the mood for, and it sucks because like there are books that I was super excited about. Like I still have to read the 3rd book of the fucking Ending Fire trilogy. I was so excited about Sara El-Arifi's book on Cleopatra that's coming out this next month, but like I am not in a fiction mood. It's fine, we'll figure it out. It's one of those things of like, it's not like I'm doing a disservice being enthusiastically engaging with political theory, but I don't want to lose a love of fiction. It's just nothing feeds me right now. Nothing is fulfilling me right now in terms of fiction that I am reading. But we'll continue to investigate and see what we can find that might do that. I just need to find, I don't know. We'll see. We'll check back in on this topic because I would like to say I should have like an idea of kind of where I'm at in like a new mental idea of a new, like I should be in a new space of work relatively by the time the next quarter has, like towards the end of the first month of the next quarter, I should be in a new like mental workspace. So I should at least have a update video around then. I hope. We'll see. But that is essentially all from me. Like I said, check out all those links down below. Thank y'all so much for watching, and until next time, until we talk about this goddamn city of Chicago, valedictions, friends.